Good morning, everyone. Phi Farley here. February 23rd, we got a huge slate here on Saturday. Got NCAA basketball's best bet coming to you. One of the best games in the country today. I'm going to chime in on and make it my best play of the day. All other plays will be over on patreon.com/Phi Farley. Check that out. Patreon.com/Phi Farley. There'll be a handful of them over there. Coming off a win last night. I told you about the sharp money going on St. Peter. Sure enough. They had the lead, never looked back, ended up winning outright. I think they won by 6 or so as a 6-point underdog, so nice win there. Had a good sweep last night, so that's good. Coming off a good Friday, especially on a short slate. Now looking forward to today. Like I said, there'll probably be 6 or 7 picks out there on patreon.com/Phi Farley, so feel free to check those out. And then also, if you haven't hit subscribe, do so. Hit the notification bell, get my picks as soon as they come out. You can follow me at Phi Farley on Twitter as well. So, a lot of content out there. Looking forward to what's around the corner with March Madness, my favorite time of the year. I've had a lot of success when it comes to tournament time, conference tournament time, rivalry weekend. That's been one of my better times that weekend, as well as going into the tournament, conference tournaments. So I'm looking forward to that. And then, of course, my best sport is baseball. So looking forward to baseball coming out. I know we're starting spring training right now, so I'm starting to get excited about that. All right, so let's talk about tonight's best bet. We got North Carolina hosting Florida State. Florida State opened up at this game opened up at 9. It's been bet down to 7.5. Some books down to 7. It's even tipped down to 6.5, then pushed back up to 7 and 7.5. So right now we're sitting on a 7.5 number. If we break this game down, North Carolina, the biggest factor in this is they're just coming off a big win against Duke, going to Duke and winning that game. Of course, Zion Williamson going out, not playing again today against Syracuse. That'll be a good game, Duke-Syracuse. But also they have a look-ahead game against Syracuse coming up next. So they have Florida State, one of the hottest teams coming into town, won 8 straight games, and they also have Syracuse, number 4 and 5 respectively in the ACC. There are no easy games in the ACC. You cannot take a week off. Unless you have Pittsburgh coming into town, who hasn't won a game yet on the road. There's really not a lot of games you can take off in the ACC. But here we have Florida State coming into town, who's won 8 straight, including 4 road games at Miami, at Syracuse, at Georgia Tech, and then at Clemson. All big wins, too. These are not small victories. They beat Syracuse by 18. They beat all double digits. Beat Miami by 12, beat Clemson by 13, beat Georgia Tech by 22. Big wins for Florida State. They are really meshing and playing well right now. Now, one of the big questions is can North Carolina handle this game at home? You know, are they susceptible at home to a loss? And sure enough, they have 2 conference losses this season, both of which have come at home. One of which is a scenario much like this. Taking care of business on the road at NC State earlier in the year, ranked 15th in the country, nice win. And then they host Louisville, a very qualified team. Matter of fact, sitting mid-pack right now, 9-5, similar to Florida State's 9-4, and they fall flat and lose by 21 to that Louisville team at home. Later in the season, they host Virginia, who I think is just a better team. Virginia gets the win 69-61 here more recently. But now it's very similar to that first time against NC State. They just beat Duke on the road. Now they have to come back home against a Florida State team that won against Clemson, Georgia Tech. I mean, they've just won 8 straight, and now this is their circled game. Next up, they have Notre Dame at home. Not a whole lot to be worried about. So I think getting 7.5 is a nice surprise. I think we're going to have a final shot. The only thing that gets me concerned about this game, and we should be aware of this, is these teams can be very streaky. A team can score 9 points in less than a minute. So, you know, there is that factor. Florida State has done a great job of taking care of the basketball. Turnover ratio is very low. So not as big a concern in this game. And I look for Florida State to put a lot of pressure on North Carolina today and potentially upset the number 8 team in the country. So there you go. Daily best bet, NCAA basketball, Florida State plus the 7.5. All right. Again, if you want to check out other picks, go to patreon.com/Phi Farley. and feel free to browse around there. Good luck, everyone, today. We'll see you again soon.